So when planning your workout, using a tool is definitely preferred. One of the things that you're going to want to do is to find something that works for you. Some people utilize spreadsheets, some people utilize notebooks. I found this tool almost pretty close to 20 years ago, and in doing so, it was interesting. My trainer was surprised and quite honestly felt her earlier efforts in training, let alone getting started for competition, were subverted by not having something like this. So let's start with what it takes. So ashamedly, I'm at about 306 right now. My goal weight is about 230 pounds, which for me will cut my BMI in half. So I'll go from what they call clinically obese to fit, somewhere around 18% body fat. When you get below 10%, you're in the Olympic zone. And with bodybuilders, they typically are 4% or lower during competitions. They don't hold that all year round. So keep that in mind. I know that this is about right when it comes to my BMR calculation that we talked about a couple of videos ago. My height is 6'1", and I can double check and see BMI, I want it under 30. So now the resting heart rate and blood pressure are all about there. Note in mind, though, that I really need to get off the blood pressure and cholesterol medications. Some things to keep in mind. If I set a goal date, realistically, I can't chop out 1,500 calories and only eat 980 calories. So I'm going to have to be somewhere close to about 1,600 calories a day. And we're going to change the goal date. But right now, that's what we're going to do. We're also going to burn pretty close to about, I would say, 600 calories each day exercising. If I made that closer to 800 as a goal, then literally that's pretty close to what my BMI is. And I'm definitely at a deficit. Remember, if I'm exercising at about 600 calories, that's on top of this, that's 3,000 calories, so I'm literally eating half of what my body really requires. So maybe I'll adjust that to 1,800 calories. We'll see. Remember, this isn't just something you plan once and then go from there. My diet plan at 1,800 calories, it says that the goal should be somewhere around this. One of the things, and this is based on a ketogenic diet, one of the things that I know I'm sensitive to is carbohydrates. So I'm not going to eat more than 25 or 30 grams of carbs per day. I'm going to match pretty much 1-for-1 in calories with fat. So this is literally 65 grams of fat equals 130 grams of protein. So that will be matched 1-for-1. Now, I don't know if the math works out on that, but I will definitely double check that. So protein, I want that to be closer to 60% of all my diet. 5% in carbs, so that leaves me with 35% in fat. And that will get me where I need to go. So the problem is your body can only consume about 40 grams of protein at a sitting. So this literally means I have to eat somewhere close to 8 meals a day in order to consume my protein goal. So I'm never going to hit it on a daily basis, which puts me at a deficit. That's why the fat's so necessary, especially in keto, for energy. So we'll see how it all goes. I'm going to have to adjust it over time, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and save that. And now today, what we did is we started with a workout, and that workout started out with a bench press. So that's what I started with. So I'm going to add that to my workout. And I only did 3 sets. Started with 10 reps, and I had 95 pounds, which is half of what I used to be able to lift. And I didn't increment the weight at all, which I used to do. So we're going to start there, and that will be what I ended up with. I think I ended up with 6 reps on the last set. So that was done. Then I did incline dumbbell press. So if you scroll down here, there's incline bench press. And that was, there it is, dumbbell press. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the workout. I started with sets of 8. I did 3 sets. And I had, they were 20 pounds in weight, and I didn't add anything to them. The last set, I ended up with only 6, might have been 4, so I'll double check. So we'll say it's 4 reps on the last one. After I did that, I did what's called skull crushers, and I don't know if I have those on here. And there it is. So let's go ahead, and these were done. So skull crushers, this is, you can do it with 1 dumbbell. I did it with a barbell, and we're going to use that. The bar that is used for that is a specialty part called a curling bar, and that's 20 pounds, and I had 10 on each side, so that was 42.5, pretty close. And I did 10 reps for a total of 3 sets, and the last one I wasn't able to get completely done, but this was 42.5, and let's add that. And the last one I think I barely got out 4. Again, this is the concept of what they call momentary muscle failure, and that's what you want to do when you're working out. So then I did dumbbell tricep extensions, and that is right there. And I did 3 sets of barely 8 reps. That was a real booger. Started with 20, or I think it was, 20 pounds. And what was interesting was I found out just how weak I've really become. So I switched to a lighter weight of just 12 pounds on that bar. Did that for the last set. So we'll do 12 pounds there. And that one I was able to get out 10. Then I circled back and did what's called the Dumbbell Flies. So that is these guys. And that is where you do the flies and with the weight that you can handle. And I think I was doing something fairly light. So come on there. Add the exercise to the workout. And I was somewhere around 20 pounds, I believe. And that was something else, I'll tell you. It's interesting, if you've laid off for any period of time, how that really is a lot of weight. So this is per dumbbell. Remember, each dumbbell weighs 20 pounds. Same thing with the tricep extension. Each dumbbell weighed 20, and then I was down to, I think it was closer to 10. So that was all of that. The last thing I did is leg raises. And those are not here. So what they are, those are abs. Let's see if we have something here. Nope. No listing. So you can go ahead and add that, but it's one of those things. And then the last thing, so this is all my weights. So this is everything that I did, and this was what we call push day, which is what I'm going to call it. And I started this at about 6:30, and it ended 30 minutes later. And it was definitely interesting, and focused effort was required, as you noticed. So I'm going to go with 0700 AM. So that was everything, and it said I burned about 500 calories, which I think is generous, but it's important to keep that in mind, that all of this is based on the size of your body and what you can do. So let's take a look at today. If I go back to my calendar, there it is. I've got a weigh-in already there. That's great. Let's add in. All right, so let's take a look at the calendar. And it's got my push day here. Let's see if it... Yep, I've got it marked as done. The other thing I did today for cardio is going to be found over here, and I'm just going to do simple walking today, because that workout, although it was challenging, was definitely worthwhile. And we'll wait for the sun to come up because it's still dark here, and I'll put it down when I get it done. But it should be about 9 o'clock, and I'm going to do at least 30 minutes. And I will mark it done when I get it done. And just good. Let's see. Effort. So the level of effort, just small effort. Enter a time. And that's going to be a grand total of, there we go. Enter a time. I gotta love this. Let's save that. All right. And see if we can schedule this today. Perfect. So now if I go back to my calendar, I can actually look at today. And if I wanted to take a look at the day, I can see what it is I did or accomplished today. You can also go to your progress settings over time, and it'll show you, here's what you did, here's what you've accomplished. The other thing to keep in mind is with nutrition, you're going to want to track what it is you're eating. So here's breakfast. See, this is set up the way I used to use it almost 2 decades ago. So there's 6 meals, and each one is almost 400 calories. So you're looking at 2,400 calories. This one's set up for a 2,000 calorie setup. So I'm likely what I'm going to do is a smoothie, and then midday will be a salad with tuna. So I can actually search, and there's tuna. So if I just want plain old canned tuna, and there's canned, and all of the tuna I buy is albacore, and it's packed in water. So that's exactly what I want. And I'm 6 ounces is a can, so I'm going to put that in for lunch. And then I'm going to utilize a tossed salad. So there's a simple tossed salad. Probably going to eat a lot, so I'll go with 3 cups, add it to the meal. And notice I haven't added any dressings here, and I'm only at 300 calories. So be very cognizant of added calories with fats and all sorts of stuff. I'll probably use a vinaigrette, because that is actually one of the best you can do, aside from oil and vinegar or just plain vinegar or lemon juice. But I've got a nice raspberry vinaigrette that I like, and I will add that. And that's my midday meal. If I go back here, there's a product I use for called Nectar, and let's see if it's in here. It's not. So what I can do, and let's see if I have a simple whey protein already in here. And if so, great. Okay, so there's whey protein, and I can just use Optimum Nutrition is pretty close, but I will add in more. And see, one scoop or one serving is 24 grams, so I'm going to double up because I need more protein than that. So for breakfast, I'm going to have whey protein with, I've got some fresh mango. Here's my carbs, right? So raw mango, and I'm going to add that. And I've also got pineapple. And pineapple, most of the tropical fruits, has a great calorie burning effect. Just don't need a ton of it, right? So I'm going to add a slice of that. And look at that, 400 calories for this meal. So that's going to be my breakfast. So if I look at my total day, right now I've only budgeted 700 calories. I'll probably wrap the afternoon up with something very simple, and the body loves this. If I do a baked potato, let's see if that blows me over. See, right now, carbs, I'm only at 8. What happens if I add a baked potato? So let's look at that. And, 60 carbs, so I'm not going to do that. Let's see if I can get, what's a Yukon? No. So won't be able to do baked potatoes. So I do need some sort of simple carbs. So I'll have to give that some thought. But more than likely, I'll do another salad. Let's do tossed again. And let's do 2 cups at dinner. And instead of tuna, I do have some salmon. So let's throw in some salmon poached, and we'll do 6 ounces because that's a full serving. And that's a serious meal. What's interesting though is, and let's get rid of the potato here, delete. Great. So I'm still at 9 carbs. So my total for the day is, according to this, the mango threw in a whole bunch of carbs, so I may want to rethink that. But again, first thing in the morning, that's not bad. Last thing at night, that's a bad thing. And make that 3 ounces. Change amount. There we go. Much better. Now that's down to 15. All right. There we go. So it's still fairly substantial, but most of the carbs are found in my salads. What's interesting is the salads, you don't count greens as carbohydrates. They're zeros for the most part. So keep that in mind and you'll do quite well. So that's going to wrap up today. This is your push day. This is a basic diet. If I want a snack, I've got room for a couple of snacks. One of the things they recommend is, if you need something, go with stuff that's very low impact. I know a lot of people go with rice cakes and all that. I can't stand them. It's like eating styrofoam. But if you go with air popped popcorn, right there, let's see what that looks like. And air popped popcorn only has, a cup has 6 grams of carbs. So you could probably do a couple cups of air popped popcorn and for a snack if you need something. I would say throw in that if you need to munch at the end of the day. There you go. And that would give my total caloric intake for the day, what's that? 1,000 calories. So I still have room for another 600 calories. So what I can do is throw in just plain old whey drinks, protein drinks during the day because they've got no carbs. So if I were to throw in, let's say, whey protein 3 times today, and we'll do that one, and we'll do double scoops. So let's say if we did this with at least 2 snacks, so that's double that, so that's 4 scoops. Add it to the meal. Now let's take a look at our grand total for the day, and that puts us real close to our target. So, and real close to our protein target. So that's pretty good. Subtract the greens, remember, because they don't count. So there's 9 there, 14 there. No, yeah, 14 there. So 23 out of 32. That puts me at 49 grams of carbs. So I'm staying under. I would like to stay under 30, but 50 is like my maximum. So that's right on the money. So that's what you can do, and you won't be hungry, guaranteed, and you will be hitting your targets. So good luck with that, and we'll see you tomorrow.